I'm going to talk about failure today, and you're going to really like it. You're going to really like it a lot, and we're just going to have a great time today. And there's like no pressure. Like, you don't have to worry about like impressing me. Like, you're not here to entertain me. We are here to connect. Today, I'm going to make a video about the reasons I've been so afraid to make a video. I'm likely to say nothing particularly new or eye-opening, especially if you're someone like me who watches a lot of self-help videos. But this feels like the only way I know how to move forward in my dream, my fondest dream of becoming an incredibly famous YouTube star. And everybody cares about my opinions and what I think about stuff. So that's why I'm doing it. So, failure is understandably a terrifying thing for most of us. We've all been on the internet. We see how merciless others can be when a piece of art doesn't quite live up to their standards or isn't quite their cup of tea. I've been that person many times. In fact, I'm not particularly ashamed to say I can derive a lot of pleasure from privately enjoying a piece of media precisely because of how clumsily made or ill-considered it is. It can be a source of comedy, an ego boost, and a helpful lesson in how not to make art. However, a fear of failure paralyzes most of us. We fashion a million excuses for ourselves and why we can't make the kinds of things or be the kinds of people we want to be. This is understandable, worthy of, pity. No. This is understandable. Failure is objectively an incredibly painful and humiliating experience, and the world can really be cruel about it. That being said, I think most people would agree with me that allowing fear to guide your life so thoroughly will lead nowhere positive. There's this silly idea I had for a music video to the song Fail Better by Clock Opera. It's a really inspiring and pleasingly glittery song about the necessity of failure, and I definitely recommend you check it out if you need inspiration from time to time, like any human in the world. Every time I listen to it, I visualize an animated music video that serves as a metaphor of my thoughts on the subject. The protagonist of the video suddenly finds herself in a side-scroller video game with an intensely high difficulty. She keeps dying in all these terribly violent ways, like being eaten by a giant toothy plant or falling into a spike pit or being stabbed by an armored troll. However, each time she dies, she respawns and is able to turn the skeleton of her previous body into armor and weapons and cash them in for abilities. The more she dies, the more she fails. The greater her power and the better she does in the game. During the final chorus, all the ghosts of her previous lives swarm around her and lift her high into the sky, forming wings around her, allowing her to make the impossibly long jump to the finish line, one that would have been literally impossible without many deaths. We hear this all the time, but you can't be good at anything without first having failed at it. Failure is terrifying and it hurts. But it's the price we must pay in order to get what we want, whether it be a successful career, cathartic self-expression, or even learning to be confident around other people. Maybe the best attitude you could possibly have about any given pursuit is that you'll probably fail at it most of the time, and that's okay. Maybe it's even funny. So I'm glad I went through with making this, even if it doesn't end up making a difference in anyone's life or giving anyone any perspective or being anything worth consumption on any level whatsoever. I don't even know if I'll continue making videos. I really had fun with this one, so I kind of think I will, but I've wanted to do this for such a long time, and I just couldn't stand the idea of growing another year older without taking my first step. Maybe I'll see you guys around.